And speaking about what's good about the Fresno and the Valley, there's an artist in Fresno named, I'll probably get the name wrong, but we'll straighten it out after, Shannon Grissom. And we're going to talk to her in a minute. But before that, we have a very short video clip. Take a look at this.
I'm liking that red. Been going through wed. I sound like Elmer Fudd. Going through, can you say that 3 times fast? Red withdrawal.
Wow. You look like you're having fun. Shannon Grissom, am I even close?
Yeah, you sure are.
Yeah, so we had this great video, and you're like doing all this stuff. It's Robert, our technician, it's hard to turn up the volume because you got to turn the knob. So I don't know what was being said.
Well, yeah, I think the point of the whole video is that painting is seriously silly and just a heck of a lot of fun. And that was a blooper reel from my show, Give Your Wall Some Soul.
What do you mean your show?
I had a cable show for 7 years, and
it
started in Gilroy, and then it expanded to 50 markets across the United States.
Oh my gosh!
And that was one of my blooper reels, and yeah.
Well, you could have your own show here. Now you're having. You said your medium is oil.
Yes.
And I was going to ask you, you got to paint in those little numbers. Like say number 5, you put all blues. Is that how it works?
I'm really not. If numbers are not my thing, and
so it's not paint by numbers. You're really creating this art.
It's paint by color, paint by soul. Yeah.
And it comes from your head. You say, I need this color.
Well,
you know,
well, the colors come from my head. The subjects usually come. They're live. I do mostly portraits, and so I paint from life to people, and I also paint from old black and white photos, whatever's handy. And but numbers, not so much.
I was just watching the. There's a Netflix series called The Crown, and they painted Winston Churchill live. He took some photos, some sketches, and then they would make Winston Churchill come sit for a portraiture. It got to be tough getting people to sit.
You know what? There's a really cool Yosemite Western artist up in Ahwahnee. They have a little one-room schoolhouse, and the artists get up there every Friday, and we get a live model, and that's really good practice. So they sit for 3 hours. You paint, and I don't ever knock it out in the 3-hour session. But I do is I take reference photos and take it home and finish it. But there are artists who are just fast.
I spent a lot of years at City College trying to get through college. Spent the 4 years there, then they said, oh, well, we're a 2-year college. But you walk in the art classes and those live models aren't wearing much.
Well, yeah, some of them aren't. Yeah. And,
So how are your subjects? Do you choose your subjects, or are they by commission?
I do both. You know, some people, there was this man in Capitola, he was sitting on the pier fishing, and he had this hat on. I'm like, I got to paint him. So I went up and got his permission and did a painting of him. But I also do a lot of portrait commissions.
I used to hang out in Capitola, a little place across from the park on 41st Street.
Oh, yeah?
Are you real
Margaritaville?
Familiar? Yeah. Capitola. It's great. Oh, and there's a lot of artists there. I forgot about that. And I see a lot of depictions of Capitola and people's art.
I love Capitola.
Can we look at a couple of your pictures and just talk about them?
Yeah. Now, not just people, I also paint animals. So these are some portraits of some of my animals.
That is incredible.
All of those were commissions, actually.
So these are 3 different commissions?
Yeah, 3 different commissions.
Not one person had all these dogs?
No.
So. Okay, that's just...
One person had all those 3 dogs.
Wow. Oh, yeah, the 3. And some Christmas
Santas
stuff?
and Christmas stuff.
Okay.
That gives you a sense of scale in the studio. The portraits are pretty good. Yeah.
Oh,
same thing with the dog and the dog.
Now, again, your process is, do you take pictures?
I do, but I really, if possible, I like to meet the person or the animal so that I get their spirit, because the main thing I want to do is channel not just a likeness, but channel their spirit into the painting.
Their soul.
Yeah, exactly. These are all wild ones done with a palette knife, and they're not as smooth as the next.
No brushwork.
Yeah, totally all done with a knife.
I love
just wild paintings. And
now let's look at this. They got the cowboy guy.
Yeah.
I don't ever understand how oil painting works, but you paint one color and do a bunch, and then you go to another.
Well, you know,
color?
there's some people that will paint one thing and then do successive layers. With the palette knife, I'm pretty wild and just throw it all on there.
Oh, yeah, okay, with the palette knife,
yeah.
I see. But because if you're using a brush, you got to let each layer dry.
Yeah, you can, or you can work wet on wet. It depends. I like to, when I do work with a brush, I tend to let it dry. That's how I process that. The palette knife, the good thing about that was I started that at the Yosemite Western Artists because I was worried about making it perfect and making the perfect likeness. And I thought, well, you know what? I can't be perfect with a knife. And that'll loosen me up, and I'll just get over my bad self and have some fun. So that's how that started. So it's, it's a good way to go.
I'm actually like an art teacher in this way. I collect master's degrees. One of them is in music. So I got thrown into teaching a class called Music and Art History.
Oh, wow.
I had no training or education in art whatsoever.
Wow.
But that's how you learn it. I mean, not how to do art, but, appreciate and study the art and learn all the masters and famous paintings. Now, he's got a couple more...
Okay, so those are more traditional. Those are all done with a brush, and those are done with a series of layers.
Okay, and this takes you a couple days to do?
Oh, we're talking that winemaker on the left, that's Carol Thorup. She was the winemaker at Blossom Hill Winery, and that was a little over a month.
Over a month. I would imagine it could take months or even longer, I could imagine.
The Fisherman is on the right. That's the guy I met in Capitola.
Yeah, I love that painting.
That's the look he gave me when I said I wanted to paint him.
Yeah. Now, where would people find you or find your art?
Right now, I'm new to this area, so right now they'd find me at shannongrissom.com.
Okay.
And I work out of my studio, out of my home.
And since we're internet-based, people are watching from all over the world. So shannongrissom.com. By the way, if you're watching, and a lot of people watch us at work, and they're not supposed to be watching because they're on their work computer. If you're not writing this information down, I could get you in touch with Shannon Grissom, or if you didn't get the email address written down or the webpage, or you misspelled it or something, call us later here at Central Valley Talk. We'll put you in touch with shannongrissom.com. Now, have you had some showings in Fresno?
No, I'm new to the area, and I'm up in the Coarse Gold area, so I'm just now learning the art scene down here.
We have Art Hop the first Thursday of every month.
Got to do it.
A couple other places have it on different days, but the Tower District is the place to go to Art Hop the first Thursday of each month. So we might have you back more, or rerun this right before Art Hop.
That'd be great.
But you won't be showing at Art Hop. We'll find you a venue. You'll find a venue.
I will.
A venue will find you.
Yes.
So portraits, mostly portraits of people and their animals.
Right.
Any other things you've done?
I do still lives. I'll paint anything if it's around me long enough.
And I guess, of course, the portraiture is usually commissioned, but are people buying your paintings?
Yeah, they are. I do a series of landscapes. I've done a whole wine series, motorcycles. So yeah, they're when you go to my website, you'll see every genre you can think of.
And we always say we're Central Valley. We celebrate the Central Valley, but we celebrate the foothills too.
Yay,
There's
foothills!
So many, I'm sure you're already finding it, in Coarse Gold and North Fork, and all the way over to Oakhurst and Mariposa. There's so many artists up there.
Well, you know what I found moving up here? Well, I didn't know this when we moved here, but there are more artists per capita here than anywhere in the state.
Is that right?
And I found them to be incredibly supportive. It's just a great environment to create.
Yeah, sometimes there's jealousies amongst artists,
No,
but
this
not
is
here.
great.
I think it's a
It's
very
awesome.
great community. And there's a lot of young people that, not that you're not young, but people just 18, 19, 20 years old, and they're trying to produce art, and it's great to have people who are really good at it around that they can pick up some tips on. Now, do you give any lessons or instructions?
I do. I'm starting up again in February, and so I'll be putting a list on my site of classes. So.
And you're saying something about you go to some place as a live model, and a whole bunch of people can
if you
come
go to
in?
YosemiteWesternArtist.com, they list all their events, and they have planner outings where you go out and paint in nature, just whatever. We have different events every month, and we also have the every Friday at the Gertrude, and that is just an incredible event.
Now, they are having events now in Fresno and all over the valley that you drink and paint or something, I don't know, and they kind of give you some technique, which I know is an art like you do it, but it's getting a lot more people to start looking at art and appreciating what goes into making a piece.
I think those events...
Drink and draw, that's what it's called.
I think those events are awesome because there are people that have a fear to create, and this kind of just takes it out of them, and they go to town and have a good time.
Well, when I did it, I learned why I buy my art instead of create my own. I mean, I just
But did you have fun?
I had fun. I got drunk as drink and draw. But it just made me appreciate what really goes into it, the techniques. And they only showed us 3 or 4 techniques, but they let us know there's so many other techniques, like the what do you call it, the not spatula.
Oh, the palette knife.
Palette
yeah,
knife,
you can use a
yeah.
spatula,
Spatula
too.
or anything
Yeah,
like
that
that.
works.
And so you do just oil.
No, actually, I've done watercolor and pastel, but and acrylic, but oil's my favorite.
Can you tell us where you came from before materializing in Corso?
I'm a San Jose native and spent a good amount of time in Hollister.
Okay. And people say, well, why Fresno area? Why Fresno? It's beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful things.
It's gorgeous
here,
up here, and
especially Corso.
Yeah.
Now, you've been here how long?
2 years now.
And have you got snowed on in Corso?
Not yet. I keep
Does it
waiting.
snow there
I'm hoping it
sometimes,
does. When we were looking for homes, I had a little app, and so we were checking to see what was above the fog and below the snow. So we were.
That's Corso.
I don't want to be shoveling.
And it's a good drive. You just go up the 41.
It's
right?
great.
Yeah,
It's easy.
It's a pretty quick short drive. Now we're about out of time. But anything you want to add or?
No, I just want to thank you for having me on, and go to ShannonGrissom.com.
ShannonGrissom.com. They can buy paintings right off the site.
Yes, they can.
Okay, is there a PayPal thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah.
Anyway, ShannonGrissom.com. She's live here on the Mike and Athena show. We're going to have her back again. We're going to get her involved in art hops here and do some fun stuff. We'll be back with more Mike and Athena live right after this.